Welcome everybody to another episode of Uneducated MMA. I'm your host with the most Wanderbred. Back at it again with another great episode, and I'm here with the BMF champion of the world, REG.
Hell yeah.
Phenomenal card this past Saturday that we had to come back at you
beautiful.
live with a recap episode.
Recap.
UFC 322, ladies and gentlemen. For the most part, I said led up to the hype.
Yeah.
I feel like off the bat, what's your rating? What do you got?
It didn't disappoint. It was up there with one of the best cards of the year.
I'd say so.
I'm gonna give it like an 8.5.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not gonna lie. Now, before this weekend, in the last episode, I'd say like on paper, I had it up higher.
Okay.
I think that I had this one. This is like,
Yeah.
like if we're talking name value, what I thought we were gonna get, I was like, this is gonna be about a 9.5. It's
Yeah.
gonna be close to perfection in terms of like.
Even the prelims look good.
Prelims are good. Like I told you, like prelims were like a good fight night. Like
Yeah.
if that was just a fight night in and of itself,
Right.
I'd be very happy to sit down on Saturday and watch that. But for me, I felt like on paper, I was like, this one's going to lead up to be a great night of fights. And for the most part, it was. Here's where I think a lot of people are going to be in the same kind of vibe. Those last two, and we'll get into them. Those last two, interesting.
Yeah.
The way I'm going to say it, interesting. You know, not what I think people were expecting.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where people fall off.
Because it kind of just like was like heavy hitting all night, lots of knockouts.
Son, Bo Nickel got a head kick knockout.
Bro, and that was impressive.
If that's what we're starting
Yeah,
with,
that's how we
what
gonna
are we
start the
ending
night.
with?
That's how we gonna start the night. Nah, Bo Nickel impressed me for sure too. Like I did not expect to. But he needed that though.
He needed that, bro. That was a lifeline that he absolutely needed. It's weird, man. This sport gets weird when it comes to your career. Like you could be up and down. I feel like he came in and it was like a huge prospect, and everyone's putting all this weight on his name, but I didn't know what to expect out of him, and I felt like I was let down. Not gonna lie to you.
I was definitely disappointed on his career to start.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, head kick knockout, that's one way to
It was a
restart,
beautiful kick.
add life back into that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was. That I think had to be one of the best highlight clips, I think, of the weekend.
Yeah.
If I'm looking back at it, Leon Edwards one was pretty good.
That was good.
There's
Just
the
because,
different
like,
angles that they showed you, because at first I thought it was a body shot. So
Because he was kind of just like that looked like a headshot.
headshot dead.
Bro, that's what it was. So,
R.I.P. bro.
yeah, it's crazy that he did that to
That's
him.
full 360. That's the full like circle. That is life coming back at you,
Yeah.
starting you right back where you left off, my friend. You
That's-
said it, and it happened, but not to who you thought it would happen.
Bro, that's the life of a UFC fighter.
It is, man. All right, so let's get into this card real quick. All right, let me think. I say we just start off with the main, and we'll go from there. Because I feel like that's the news, that's the headline everyone's going to want to go on about. So Islam Makhhachev defeats Jack Della Maddalena for the
Impressively.
welterweight championship.
Yeah.
Impressively is correct, my friend. So 5-round decision. I called it.
Yeah,
Did I not?
you
I told
did.
you. I was like, listen, there's the game plan.
Did you see the attempt of a Darce choke in the fourth?
Dude, that I was going to tell you. So
I started freaking out,
I
bro.
was I don't remember if I told you in person or if this was like a text, but I remember it was
think
like,
you
yo,
texted me.
listen, I've been seeing fourth round Darce said a lot after you said it, by the way. That was said here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
just in
I was
case,
I was predicting a fourth round Darce choke, and he attempted it a few times in that round, and didn't get it, but it was very
damn
close.
near close.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He was trying at least, like, a lot of people have been given the, like, this is where we were talking about the co-main and the main event were very similar. We'll talk about both of them, but pretty much both were wrestling decisions.
Yeah.
They were, in a weird way, I don't want to say lay and pray, but kind of like that. It was like, all right, 1 or 2 strikes thrown, take down, hold them for the rest of the round. So you didn't really.
That's the
Didn't
thing
get a
about
lot.
these Dagestanis. Like they just really like smother you, pause, and they just like really like. Like they grab wrists, they'll grab wrists, and you really like are defenseless. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even like with the what was the other?
If one man can hold you down, bro.
Yeah, that's if a Dagestani
crazy
can hold
to
you
think
down,
about.
like
Bro, it's true though. Like you really are defenseless. Like, man, there was a point, and they kept saying it on the broadcast, but I want to say it was like round 3, for me, it was more so round 4. You really saw it.
Yeah.
The defeat in Jack's face.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This is a lot of people were saying, like, I don't know if something was wrong with him, if he was injured at all, because he did seem like, I don't know, like he was grimacing a lot. There was one point where he was like biting real hard on his mouthpiece, and he wasn't even in like a submission or anything.
Did you see those leg kicks too?
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Man,
he couldn't stand on that front, or what was it? His right leg. He couldn't stand on that as his lead leg.
Switched his stance like midway, and like
wow.
They probably don't look so crazy because they're just leg kicks. People like sometimes don't really like put too much thought into the leg kicks.
Yeah,
but a leg kick by Islam probably
hurts. Bro.
Yeah,
I've watched some clips of people throwing them like quarter speed even, and it's just literally like where it'll land. Yeah. It hurts so bad.
Like, remember like getting a Charlie horse back? Like,
yeah.
Imagine just like.
I feel like if someone were to like light tap, like, I don't know, anywhere near the knee, that already like kind of hurts, and that's like them just kind of like light tapping. Now imagine full force. They're trying to sweep the leg out from underneath you. Like, yeah, I feel like that's not a fun feeling for sure. So I would say overall, Islam had a set game plan. You could hear it from the corner. You heard Coach Khabib yelling the entire time. Yeah, get in there, take him down.
They executed, man.
They did. I think that Islam now has shown that like he can hang out at 170. I'd say in terms of size, like when Homeboy stepped on the scale, I was like, yup, damn near 170.
How you gonna let him come up a weight class and still overpower you?
I think it's like muscle growth from birth, bro.
Yeah,
like I feel like in the womb they're taking whey protein, like
tree trunks.
Yeah.
On backs.
Because you do like that is like a, you know how they say like farmer strength? It's kind of like that. Like you grow up doing certain movements where that's when you get to that point. So I feel like when it comes to Islam, he already has that like natural strength built into him. When it was him moving up from 155 to 170, all that was just him like fine-tuning the machine so that the weight can carry over to what he can do in terms of like performing athletically. This was nuts. So like
he didn't seem any slower either.
No.
He just
I thought it was the same fight, bro. I thought it was 155.
Just a machine.
Yeah. I for one like gave JDM a lot of credit. I felt like before the fight in the last episode, I was like, don't sleep on him. If you want to sprinkle a little something on him, like it wouldn't be a bad idea. From what we've seen before, he's able to stuff takedowns. He's able to do damage in the clinch. So even in this fight, we saw that like there was a moment where, you know, Islam got a little comfortable on the feet, and he feels like he can strike with the best of them. And I do think that is true, but we know what his bread and butter is going to be, that wrestling. So there was a point in the fight where he was like, I bet, let me try to strike with him a little bit, show how crispy I am. And JDM landed like, I don't know, like an 8-punch combo on Islam. It was like, whoa. Go back to the game plan. Back to the game plan.
Relax.
Well, the entire time he's fighting, he's getting more comfortable on the feet, and you just hear Khabib in the background screaming at him, like, take him down. Stop this. What are you doing? And they go back in the corner. He's like, listen, I understand you're having fun. No fun. Champion. Champion. It's like, all right.
Yeah, their mentality is so ill.
Yeah.
Like, just I don't know, the way they just go about this whole thing. It's like, there's nothing above the sport of MMA to them.
I think it's the level of discipline they have that's what sets them apart. Like, listen, everybody works hard. Everybody goes in there. They go to the gym. They clock in. The first one to clock in, last one to clock out. The whole thing. They definitely put in their time and effort into their career. Some about these guys, though, man. There's a different level of discipline.
Such
like
a different level that they.
Anybody that has gone not 2-3 years Dagestan, but like 2-3 weeks Dagestan, even they speak to like how intense the training sessions can be. Yeah. And again, I feel like I always have to specify, like, not every fighter from Dagestan is the same. Some about this Khabib camp, like that, the Nurmagomedov facilities, whatever's going on in there.
Umar, I'm a big Umar fan.
You should be.
He's
talented, man.
Very talented, and
which makes you even then you see like the Marab shit, and you're like, how is that possible?
Yeah,
like because Umar in and of himself is like surprising, and you see the rest of the family tree that they got going on there, but then you see how amazing he is against other fighters, and then you see what Marab did to him. You're like, bro, what is going on?
And that's like his. I feel like just him being young. That's like his. How do I put it? I was gonna
Icarus flying too close to the sun.
Oh, I don't don't really know what that means. But,
Okay.
But
I got you.
I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna put you on game after the pod. I'm gonna put you on game.
But I know it made sense.
It did.
I was gonna say Jordan to Kobe.
Yeah.
In a sense where like we're talking about Umar, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Umar. Yeah. I guess were you comparing like Umar to Merab or Umar to like Khabib?
Is that he'll never to Merab. He'll never surpass him, but like he's young. Once Merab is out, I think Umar is the one that's gonna take over that whole division.
I could see that happening because it is one of those things of like you have like the 1 and the 2, and because
it's just like once old age happens, then it's your turn.
You know, it's crazy. There's a couple of people that have been in the time span that I've been watching UFC, and I think this happens in a lot of sports because like you already said an example right there, where there's like, man, if this one guy wasn't here, it was just crazy in most sports. One person wasn't here, you'd be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
That's really annoying. I'd be really pissed.
So someone's just better than you.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, man, I wish I could tell you, but this guy right here, it is what it is. Like, think about Izzy, how mad he was that he just couldn't beat Alex. Like, he just couldn't do it. He finally got that one, though.
That one. Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like, it's like we're talking stats. It's like, yeah, but this guy's beating you more times, Izzy. But it's like, it doesn't matter. I got my one.
Yeah,
I did it.
I got my get back. Like,
yeah, that's all.
If it was the streets, that was like the last of the fights, right?
I'd say so. Yeah.
He just kept on going back and forth.
He got it. He finally got the 1 W.
Finally knocked him out on the last fight in that bait.
It is that thing though of like you have these guys ahead of you that you're just like there's no way that I see you beating them. I don't know. It's weird because then with Islam, I think now that he's at 170. At 155, I felt like that was what a lot of people felt, that it's like, who's going to beat this guy? Who's going to be the one to come on top and actually pull off a victory against him? Who's going to clip him? Who's going to manage the wrestling? And there's like nobody you could really think of. There's some maybes. There's like Armin, and then there's Ilya. He moved up at the time. But now we're like, I don't know, 170 Islam, no. He's got some kryptonite. I don't know, man. There's a couple of guys at 170 that I feel like I could see them doing work. Like,
really? I was looking through it. I was like, damn, I don't know who can do it.
I think in terms of,
because it's just a different type of fight. It's like they're so used to fighting, they think they're really gonna. But that sambo's just different.
That is what I'll say.
You can't even train for that.
You can't. Oh,
you could
2-3 years Dagestan.
Yeah, you gotta find one.
Islam's been telling people this whole time.
You gotta find a spy that like really be in their camps and like, yo, come train with us.
I'm being honest with you, like I said earlier, when it comes to like he's doing this since birth, like I really don't think there's enough hours in the day, my friend. Like I feel like this is that like generational thing of like you have this time of this group. Or I'm going to say that they're just dominating right now.
Yeah.
As time progresses and the years go on, that knowledge enough tape will be out that then maybe later on down the road somebody will come along. But I'm going to be honest with you right now, I think that whole section of the world is just going to be dominating this sport for quite some time. It's just like the sambo.
Yeah.
It's not even just sambo. It's just like I said, I think it's the discipline part of it. Because even the ones that come out, like that have that Nurmagomedov name, or they come out of that region of the world, that you have like a Zabit that's more of like a kickboxer kind of thing. It's insane what they can do in terms of ability. Like, it's not wrestling.
It's their conditioning, too. It's out of this world.
Yeah, man. Maybe we're doing it wrong, bro. We got to start, like, carrying boulders up a mountain.
Yeah. Everybody just thinks that they're just hoping to one of them knock them out.
But
catch them with a punch.
Cancel my Planet Fitness membership. Go buy a herd of sheep.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
We'll open up a farm / gym.
That'd be funny. You gotta digging holes builds character. I learned that from the movie Holes, but it also builds strength.
Oh, okay.
Take that with you, bro. All right, we should probably go back to the fights. Okay, I forgot where we were. JDM and Islam. That's where we were. So Islam made quick work of him. I felt like I wanted to give JDM like a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I felt like he was able to stuff some takedowns and he's able to do work in terms of like the striking. But I just felt like Islam, we all kind of knew what this was going to be. And he went out there and he proved it. Now we have that point where we're just like, I don't know what the next hurdle is for you to put him in the GOAT conversation. I guess title defenses at welterweight, and then he's there. But right now, that record is good, bro.
Right? Do you put him up against someone that's like higher in the ranks, killing it, or do you put him up against a legacy fight that looks good on like?
That's where I think we're at right now. This like weird crossroads the UFC has to kind of come to terms with.
He seems like he wants Usman, even though he's not even in the top.
I saw. Shout out to everybody on Instagram that's been just like posting all kinds of graphics and things like that, because it makes trying to decipher the rankings a little bit easier because you do have a couple of matchups coming up soon, but Usman is the legacy fight. I think we both agree that that's the one where it's like, okay, that name is a good name to have. I saw this comparison earlier today. That is John Jones going up against Stipe. Yeah. Makes no sense. Yeah, none. That's not the way you go.
Just to conquer the GOAT.
Just to say you did it. Yeah. Just to say you got somebody who everybody else thinks is like, this is a crazy record, a phenomenal champion.
Dana White claiming best welterweight of all time.
Bro, I think he's lying on that one. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's a part of it.
Talking, bro.
He do. But at the same time, I think here's let me paint you the big picture. Islam all of a sudden starts talking about trying to fight Kamaru Usman, right? Then you have Ali, who's Islam's like manager and also manages a lot of these other fighters, including Kamaru Usman, also then talking about Kamaru Usman's one of the greatest. And then you have Dana White to Usman's face being like, "Oh no, you're one of the greatest fighters." So it's like, all right, all of a sudden, everybody's now, and you're like, what are we leading to?
They're definitely building this road to.
Yeah, you get enough people talking about the same thing, saying the same narrative, and then when they announce the fight, everybody and the grandmother wants to be a part of it. So I think that's kind of what they're trying to do right now, because with this whole weekend, and then even the weekend that we have upcoming, you have the welterweight still trying to figure itself out.
It's like Russian Sambo versus African wrestling. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna win this
one?
And
I'm hyped for both. Yeah. I think it's gonna be an interesting combo. I'm gonna see who ends up being the first title challenger for him, because right now you have him calling out Kamaru Usman, which a lot of people feel like doesn't make a whole lot of sense off of one win and a couple losses. But then besides that, you have who was it? Michael Morales just dominated Sean Brady, knocked him out. I know, Miles Morales. Yeah. It's funny that you were just like, I keep mistaking him for that. And then I think it was the next day he started taking photos of himself in the Spider-Man suit around New York. I was like, I say, at least he knows. But you have him dominating Sean Brady, who was supposed to be the #1 contender, and he decided to take a risk, and boy, did he mess up. Yeah. He didn't get slapped, but he got TKO'd pretty badly by Michael Morales.
He should have fought Brady should have fought someone.
Brady should have waited. Brady should have waited.
Not fight this guy.
He took a chance, and he fought somebody that was way below him in the ranks. It's this up-and-coming kid who's killing people. He's like, let's see how we do. I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like I didn't think the size difference between the two of them was so big. And then even when they did the face-offs or anything like that, I was like, they don't really look like they're – he's a little taller than Brady, but nothing too crazy. Yeah. Then they get in the octagon, and I'm like – this dude's 185 pounds. Yeah. What are we doing? Sean Brady looks 135. This is insane. Yeah. Michael Morales hulked over this guy. I feel like he was significantly taller. The reach was crazy. And then in terms of body structure, I was like, nah, this isn't fair. Which then at the same time made me think about once I saw Islam fighting it, because I wanted to see how he actually did in the fight. I was like, man, I feel like guys like that are just so much physically, stature-wise, just bigger than Islam is. I don't know how that necessarily works out. Same thing with Carlos Prates, who also got an amazing win this weekend against Leon Edwards. Crazy knockout, like you said, headshot dead. He's another guy who I think is physically just a lot taller, lengthier of a fighter than Islam is. So it's
those are all fights like that. Islam could not give him any distance.
No.
You gotta be really Sambo.
You gotta be in their face, dirty, clinch, take them down. Do not let them get any sort of range. Yeah. But then, actually, this is where I was going with this whole thing. This is why shout out to the Instagram graphics, because it makes it easier. So Islam's now the champion. Yeah. These are all the people you have now as potential challengers. You have Kamaru Usman, you have Michael Morales, you have Carlos Prates, and you have Ian Gary. And then waiting in the wings, who has been out for almost a year or a little over a year, is Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yeah, where's he been? What's good with him?
He got injured, and homeboy had to go get surgery, and everyone forgot about him. He's been killing people, but he had to go get that surgery.
Man, he gonna have to prove it like a new freaking
That's
fighter.
The thing that sucks about waiting, is that then you have to do it again, and then you get a shot. Because it's the same thing with Arman Sarukian, who we have fighting this upcoming Saturday.
I can't wait for that.
That one's gonna be a good one. Him versus Dan Hooker. Shout out to I think there's somewhere on here. But that's another one that you have where it's you have so much time that it's you have to kind of earn your keep still, so that you can maintain that spot, and then hopefully you don't find yourself in a Sean Brady situation, but. when it comes to the welterweight division with Islam, I just feel like at this point he wants to fight at the White House. Shout out to White House card, by the way. This is already looking.
Yeah, so they already confirmed that it's not the Americans kind of card.
Yeah,
they're
it's not America versus the world.
Yeah, they just want the best card they can come up with.
Which honestly makes me happy because like we kept saying like the best fighters and the most like noticeable names and the people that have like just the most clout, they're not American.
Just the Russians are
They're
gonna dominate us.
Good fighters. we have good fighters, but I would not say some of the biggest names. And then even on top of that, like I think one of the biggest names in terms of like pay-per-view buy kind of thing we were talking about was John Jones. And Dana White several times has been like, I can't trust him further than I can throw him, and I can't even pick him up. So he's not on this card. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be on it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Dana seems like he's too.
It's crazy how much he loved him like before.
Well, he still does. He just can't like. Dana has to put his business hat on, and you are trying to put on a historical event. This isn't your biggest event. This is like this is going down in history books as a sporting event that happened at the White House. Like that's crazy. You cannot have anybody that is flaky even a little bit. Even a little bit, especially when it's somebody that like you're most likely going to headline.
He gets arrested right before the fight.
John Jones is he's not co-main event anything. Yeah. There's no name. I would argue even if you had Conor McGregor also on the card, you throw him on the prelims before you put John Jones anywhere near.
Well, I don't trust Conor McGregor either.
Surprisingly, I was listening to Flagrant 2, Andrew Schultz podcast earlier, and he had Dana White was actually on there because they're in New York, and he was like, say what you want about Conor. Conor's the guy that if you 2 hours before a fight said his opponent backed out, he's like, I'm gonna go to the gym. When I come back, just let me know who I'm fighting. So he's anybody, anytime, any place. So you got to give him that. And as much as he's been in and out of the media, hasn't actually been in any sort of like what looks like consistent fighting shape or anything like that. He has been calling out everybody and their grandmother for the last 3 years. So I kind of put some weight into that he really is like, I'll fight whoever. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know who's going to be on that card, but with Islam, he's already called that he wants to be on that card. He's opened the door for Ilia Topuria to move up. I think that I don't see Islam moving back down.
Bro, Topuria needs to stay his ass where he's at.
He just got the belt, bro.
So you just moved up.
Yeah.
Don't move up again. You don't need to.
But it'd be pretty crazy. 3 belts.
Bro, you see how small he is?
I think 170 would be a problem. I think he would fight Islam at 170, and then he would either move back down to 155, regardless of win, lose, or draw, or he would retire after that. Because he's already said he doesn't want to keep doing this for a long time.
He's just not strong enough to fight Islam.
You think so?
Even as good as wrestling can be.
I think 170-pound Islam is a much different Islam than 155. I think Islam at 170 is a strong dude, bro.
Super strong. Like I can't picture Topuria going up to 170. He's gonna be like probably like jacked on steroid looking because he's so small.
Yep.
And then him at 170 fighting Islam. Islam's just gonna like it doesn't matter how good that wrestling is. I feel like Islam was just like do the same thing, and I called it on the predictions where like he's gonna have a Hamzat fucking kind of fight where he's just like at ease getting the takedown.
I know, right? I love like the amount of work. By the way, as fans, really appreciate the amount of work Ariel does to like avoid saying anything that needs to be paused in any way, shape, or form. Like I see the gears turning where he's like, when he took. I can't say that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Reworded and shit.
Yeah, man.
What's the best way to say this?
Yeah, just say it, bro. It is what it is. No, I agree with you. Like, I think that most of his fights at 170, I think, are going to be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I don't see him necessarily like KOing anybody because of like we know what the game plan should be and how effective it's going to be. I think most of it's going to be. When does he take them down? Yeah. And if he gets them submitted, or is this going to be a decision?
He's going to Darce choke the rest of his opponents.
He should.
I feel like if he gets any of these other guys on to the if he lands the takedown on any of these other fighters, He's gonna be able to get that Darce choke
Pronouns out the window. Out the
Just have
window.
to start over. Like, all right, reset.
It's so funny, man. No, I think that you're right. Like, I think a lot of it's gonna be takedown heavy. I think it's gonna be like for exciting wins, it's gonna be submissions. But like one thing that they do practice, and if he models a little bit after Khabib's kind of, I guess, fighting style, I don't even know how to say it without whatever ground and pound. It's gotta have to be that. Like, it's just gonna be take these dudes down, maul them as best as you can, and make them unrecognizable. Like elbows to the face, like just straight up, like whatever you gotta do. Like you said earlier, smother them. Like I don't know, man, but you are not gonna stand and bang with any of these guys. Melvin's just facing disapproval in the background.
Like, oh, no.
I was like, how many of these can I say
in a row?
But yeah, no, but it's true. Like we were listening off the what was that? 4 different people that are kind of lined up right now. Even if they were to lose their next one, they get 1 or 2, and they're still in that lineup of people that you're potentially going to fight at 170. All these guys are a striking nightmare. You don't want to stand up with any of these guys.
Right.
So for the most part, I think we know what the game plan is going to be. But I think at this point, we're just kind of see is like, can he submit them or can he make them break?
And a lot of these guys that's their weaknesses too.
Yeah. So I think he will get a couple of like, I don't know, fourth round Darce chokes and whatnot. Like I think he'll get a couple of those.
The day Islam shows up into the division.
Yeah, because I don't think, to my knowledge, they really had anybody that was super wrestle heavy. Even Kamaru Usman in his last couple fights, like fell in love more with his hands than he did anything else.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And those knees are looking crazy.
Hey,
bro, them just look like they're about to buckle up, bro, at any moment, bro.
We were talking crazy. Listen, we were talking crazy about Kamaru Usman, but at the same time, then we saw him go up against Hamza, and we were like, all right.
Yeah.
No, he shut us up. Even though he lost, we were like, all right, Kamaru's still there. So I think that a him versus Islam fight would be competitive. I still would bet on Islam. Just, damn, man. We have just seen that dude just take out the favorites, and also just like at this point, now that we've seen him at 170, like you said, like, there was nothing JDM could do. Like, that boy was lost. At 4th and 5th round.
He had the same face as freaking Dricus Duplessis.
Yeah. Dricus, we were talking about this earlier, and I feel like DDP had the worst loss.
Yeah, out of them
I think out of them two, like, as much as JDM, I don't think you can give him a round, and you definitely can't give DDP a round. DDP spent the entire time on his back. No pause.
No pause.
No pause.
That's crazy.
In a real world, Hamzat, one man,
Bro, it's unfortunate. It's like these guys are getting treated like children by people in the same weight class.
It's scary to think about that. Like, you could, like, this is why I tell people all the time. Don't put into anything what these dudes look like or anything. It don't matter. You will find some dude that don't look like nothing, and he will absolutely manhandle this poor guy. And it's also, for those of you watching, just so you're aware, if you're out in the street and you see a person with cauliflower ear, walk the other way. You have no idea what that person's going to do to you. It's terrifying.
Yeah. Like, I had a friend, he had cauliflower ear, and he was the best wrestler like, he broke every record still in high school. So.
And I believe it, bro. I believe it. There's some about it where
certain
I think
people are just tagged to a different if they got cauliflower ear, you already been through it.
Yeah. You already been through a lot, bro.
Like, you had to have gotten a lot of experience.
You earned those.
Yeah, right.
You earned those.
That's like a black belt. That's like, you got cauliflower ears. That means you did a lot of
Carlos Prates was taking photos with fans, and one of the fans that went to go take a photo of him had a cauliflower ear. Carlos noticed and immediately stopped taking photos of everybody else just to talk to this guy because he saw him. He's like, can't recognize this game.
Yeah.
Like, all right, what'd you do?
Yeah, what gym you?
Immediately he's like, where you from? What you doing? I think it's funny that it's just like, that's like the tell though. Like, yeah, no, man, you got to be careful. But I mean, I'm excited to see how this goes, and we're going to keep bringing this up because we have a couple more welterweights we got to go over. But let's get into this co-main event real quick. Valentina Shevchenko defeats the up-and-coming Weili Zhang. So we got and still as much as we have and new. Valentina just really showed that it's so interesting how it worked. We have 2 fights that essentially went the exact same way. One person wrestling the other person to death, with the other person looking like they have no answer at all whatsoever. Yeah. But in 2 different situations where we have Islam, who moved up in weight and was able to get the job done in that fashion. And we have Weili, who moved up in weight, who had no answers at all for Valentina.
Like, damn, she's too heavy.
Well, tell me not. We both thought that Wei Li was going to be the one that's going to be stronger.
Yeah.
For sure we
Picking
thought.
up Shaq.
Bro, Shaq, Francis, come on. You're telling me she couldn't get up? Like, that was
crazy.
I thought she was going to end up getting DDP'd because there's a couple times where I was like, yo, you're getting real close to that crucifix.
Yeah.
And if you're in that crucifix, it's over.
Valentina has a different strength that we didn't know that she could tap into.
That's where I gotta respect the game. I know technique wise, I said even in the last episode, like, she's very solid. She's a veteran. She's seen everything and everyone. But it got to the point where I was like, all right, maybe she's slowing down in the last couple fights. I feel like I haven't really seen her kind of pop off the way she normally does. But then I got to thinking, and I've gotten other people's opinions on the same matter, where it's like, nah, man, maybe she's just fighting smarter. Like we talked about Islam, how we said that we were like, you said you knew exactly how this fight was going to go. You predicted it. Maybe that's what the game is now. Like, it's like, as much as you know, you can probably stand up with this person and put on this crazy entertaining fight where both you and that other person walk out of here in a stretcher, if you get to walk out. If not, you're going to get carried out. Or you can still get your W and you play it real smart. Are you going to be the most favored fighter afterwards?
That's where, like, Floyd Mayweather got a lot of hate because he was just way smarter than these guys.
Yeah.
His defense was amazing, and he just, like, it wasn't the most, like, at the end, it wasn't the most exciting wins. They would all go distance and stuff like that, never like knockouts. But I don't know, you got to respect IQ at some point. Like,
that's where I was like, at the beginning of the episode, I said that this was interesting because it's not. We both are fans. We both sat on the, like, watched the fights, and we were both like, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
It was very okay, but it wasn't.
There's not many times where I see, like, grappling doesn't bore me, you know. Like,
I get you.
Like, so when I see it, like when I saw, like, Marab and Umar grappling and they're trying to get takedowns, and for some they're both like cats, like falling from a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and they always land balance on their feet.
Yeah, scramble.
It's like, geez, these guys have reversals upon reversals. Like, that really, like, excites me when I watch UFC fights.
For sure. But there are some other ones where it's like, I feel like these other two weren't that. They weren't like reversal, scramble, like someone got up and then got back down, or he slammed him. No, it wasn't anything like that. This was more so like, clearly one person is the dominant factor, whether it be strength or technique or skill. They're clearly handling you, and there's not a hope.
I definitely appreciate dominance. Like,
I do.
Where, like, a lot of people, like, let's say in different sports, they want to see a close game. They want to see that overtime game-winning shot.
If we're talking entertainment, that's what is more exciting, though.
I get excited seeing someone get freaking beat by 50. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to see the perfect basketball being played.
I get you.
Or, like, perfect, like, you're literally playing flawlessly that you guys are freaking, they can't have no answer to this. So
I get what you mean, but I'll tell you right now, like, no one's screaming at their top of the lungs for a 5-round wrestling clinic decision. Like, that's just not happening unless you're on the team.
Look at that sprawl.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you mean. I'm definitely, like, in awe of it, and it is impressive. But I'll tell you right now, especially, like, we talk about it all the time, being here on the East Coast, like, once that hits like 12:30, I'm getting sleepy, bro. And I'm over here having to watch another 15 minutes of you just hugging this guy on the ground. Like, I don't know if I can necessarily do that. And it's kind of the same thing with, like,
5 rounds.
We already, like, let's be honest here. There's already a huge stigma when it comes to women's MMA. A lot of people don't even tune in for a lot of it. That's when they get up to go walk away because they don't expect a whole lot.
That was my chance to go get Taco Bell real quick.
What I'm saying.
When I was watching the prelims.
See what I'm saying?
I was just like, oh, okay, we got a gap right here. I'm about to go grab some.
That's the worst part. It's like you say, like, it's like a commercial break, but it's like no, two people straight up scrapping in there. But there's a lot of thing to that where it's like, all right, you don't want it to be so different where, like, you want it to be even in the way that you view both sports. But even I was watching Demetrius Johnson talk about this one, and he was so excited and so intrigued by the way Islam won, and he was pissed off at the way Valentina won. That's the same fight, guy.
Yeah.
That is the exact same fight, but it's just because he's like, nah, it's different. I mean, and he says, he's like, that it's different because that's the guys and the girls. It's like, you don't want to see that. I'm like, I get it, but, like, there is something to that where it's like you do kind of want to put on a show to an extent if you want people to kind of keep tuning in. Like, Valentina at this point, I'm tuned in to watch her fights to see, like, how long can you do this? She's one of the only champions that I know of that has filled a ring on her belt with rubies in terms of title defenses. That's so impressive.
That's so impressive,
and she is consistently doing it. I have no clue who in that weight class could stop her. So when Alexa Grasso beat her, I was shocked.
Yeah,
I was like jaw dropped. How shocked. So I'm very
got lucky with that.
It's
submission.
like it's like Juliana Pena when she got Amanda Nunes. I was like, what am I watching right now? Like, this is not a real world,
right?
So it's one of those things where like I'm intrigued to see with her career how far she goes in terms of the amount of defenses she can get, because that stat is cool. Like you said, I want to see the perfect game. I want to see that 50 piece. Totally get that, but I definitely don't have that level of excitement when I see her name announced for a fight that I did like a couple of fights ago.
I feel
so that's where I feel like as a fan it's a little weird, where it's like, do I even care anymore? Like she was talking about super fights at the end of this one, by the way. Like she was discussing pretty much, what was it? Nunez. Moving up and either fighting Nunes or actually, well, that one's a little weird. So she was talking about what seemed like moving up, and it would
I seen the opposite, where I seen Nunez saying that she gonna beat Kayla Harrison and then go down.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was about to say. That's what the weird thing is. I thought it would be her moving up to go fight, but surprisingly, Nunes was talking about moving down. I don't know what necessarily that holds, but even then,
she's trying to like cut down.
Maybe
anyways, lose some weight.
Just athletically, just be like,
I'm too freaking brolic. I need a chick.
I know, right? I mean, it's only what is that? That's another 10-pound difference. That's like 125 to 135. Yeah. I feel like it could be done. But she was talking about super fights, and I felt like even with the super fights, like I was like, man, Valentina, you are one of the greatest of all time, if not one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. I'd still say Amanda Nunes personally, but I just don't care. Fight whoever, I don't care. Honestly, there's not a name you could put next to Valentina right now where I'm like, yo.
Be in a Marvel movie as like a special ops.
Well, you said that she was a Black Widow.
Yeah.
At that point,
that's who she is. At this point, do what GSP did and get in a freaking
in a Marvel movie and just go from there.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what she's gonna do, man. I can see. Because there's a 135 is also not a lot of names, so I could see that being a thing where it's like Amanda versus Kayla, and then winner of that fights Valentina, and then we have these crazy double champ situations. But after that, then it's just kind of like, all right, then who's next? I don't know.
So what happens with Wei Li now?
Wei Li moves down.
She goes back down.
For me, that's the smart move.
She definitely like.
If you are off and this whole week you've been saying that you've been good, you've been happy, all you do is eat, train, like. I don't know, man. I feel like if you went in there talking like you were the happiest of all time going into that camp and that was your performance, I don't think that this is the weight class.
Yeah.
I don't think that, and especially if like end goal is to become champion and you didn't even have an answer for any of it. I don't know. I don't know if that's the move.
Yeah.
I think move back down. Unfortunately, go murder Mackenzie Dern, get your belt back, because we all know
she lost the belt.
She gave up her belt, because that's what Dana's doing now. That's the rules. You got to give up the belt
it back.
But then the weird thing is that like Islam gives up his belt to move up to 170, so he's now not a champion.
Yeah, you're right.
But then he still gets both belts as he wins.
Yeah. I think it was just what it symbolizes.
It's just a flex.
It's just like, oh, by the way.
Listening to Ariel Helwani, and he was making the comparison that it's apparently like 10 years since Khabib and Conor fought or something like that, or I don't know. I don't know if that was a whole thing, or like you said, the symbolism or whatnot, but he is a double champion in the sense of like he is a fighter that has won in 2 weight classes, but he's not holding 2 belts at one time double champ, and I feel like that's a very different title.
They changed it.
They did. Now it's just as long as you get 2, because he's one of 11. Alex is also a double champ.
Did Topuria do it? Did he hold 2 belts after his fight?
I don't think so. I think he just had the one.
I don't remember.
I want to say it's just the one, bro. Where did you get the second belt, bro?
Yeah, right.
That's what Hasbulla had in the DoorDash bag when he pulled up into the octagon. By the way, is he sponsored? Why did Hasbulla have a clearly empty DoorDash bag that was the size of him in the middle of the octagon?
That was hilarious.
Melvin, pull up the picture and just have it play right here for me. Thank you. He's like, yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. That was a weird one. I don't know why they got the 2 belts,
like
but
the Dagestani mascot.
I think that they just kind of kick it with him. I think it started off as a social media thing, and now they're like, no, he's actually pretty cool, because people forget that Hasbulla's like at this point like 25.
Yeah.
Like I know it doesn't seem like it. This is a grown man. When Mike Tyson picked him up, he was like 19.
I see like
Mike Tyson picked him up like a child.
They treat him like a little baby sometimes. Like
I mean, it's like I think it's messed up, but like you know, you know, yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, right.
All right, we already touched on this one, but Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Michael Morales is KO'd Sean Brady in the first round. Just he took too big of a risk, and I think that like we expected him to kind of be more wrestle heavy as he has been in the past. That was not
This
the
ain't
case.
Bilal, bro.
Nope, not at all. He also didn't really throw or attempt a takedown. I don't know if it's how he was getting. I don't know if it was the distance or what it was, but I felt like he was trying his best to like strike and find an opportunity. He just didn't. And then Morales just like pressure. And like I said, hulking figure, finessed him, bro. There was just nothing you could do with that one. And now, I'm going to talk about your boy for a moment.
No.
Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates KOs Leon Edwards in the second round. Leon Edwards' first ever KO loss sent him to the shadow realm. This dude went
Bro, that punch
back.
sent him freaking like 5 feet back.
It was very Looney Tune-ish.
Yeah, it
very
really was.
cartoony. He got hit. I thought it was so from the angle because when I was watching the fight, the way the camera was facing at the time was like Carlos's back, and then you see Leon Edwards' face, and all you see is him throw what looks like a low punch to the body. And all I see is Leon Edwards just like a cartoon character get flown back. I'm like, bro, what just happened there?
Did that punch hit you that hard, really, that you really flew back like this?
And that's why I was confused because I was like, oh, maybe he was switching stances and he got hit in like the stomach and he was just like kind of like tripped or something like that. But then he was out. He was done. He was done.
Goofy ass loss, bro.
Bro, they had to do the 360
so
slow-mo cam for me to see the other angle to see. It's like, no, he hit him actually perfectly clean on the chin.
Right.
And the power just shut him off. Like,
yeah.
And the smile he had, by the way, I didn't do it to our group chat, but there is another group chat that has that as the profile photo for the group chat.
That's
for sure.
hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Every time like, someone gets slept bad.
You know, like, it was a good run. Like yeah, your career's flashing before your eyes. Like, you know you're about to just never get back to the top of the division.
Lost by decision, lost by submission, just lost by TKO or KO. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who you fighting next?
I don't know if what is it, Top Boy? He's gonna be Top Boy no more.
He ain't no Top Boy. Well, Top Boy, you know what happens to him at the end. I don't know if you see.
And here we are. No, but I think I do know what happens at the end. That's I think where Leon is right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it's just one of those things, man. That this sport just like it is what it is. You had your moment. You had your 15 minutes. It's over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, I don't see.
You don't see longevity in none of these fighters.
I don't see a pathway to victory. I see a pathway to some cool fights before you're done, but that's about it. Like, other than that, I don't really see him sticking around too long.
Yeah, wait, what fight do you want to see him? He's gatekeeper now. He's just
he is for sure on that wavelength.
Like,
I don't know.
You send the prospects up against him to see if they have a chance to be in the top 10.
Because that's kind of where he's at right now, where it's just like Carlos Prates, I guess he's
so cool.
He is, man.
Man,
shout out to Islam for being like, how does this guy smoke and become champion? Like he knows.
Yeah.
He's like he clearly sees that this guy is one of the greatest. He's like, how does this happen?
Like my nutritionist has to be super on point. I can't eat anything that I want to eat, and this guy's over here eating fucking cake and just smoking cigarettes and whiskey.
Him eating Nutella. Was like the story that Islam kept running with the entire week. Is just like, how's this man eating Nutella and I'm cutting weight? Like, but this is what I'm saying. Like, it's weird because in Carlos Prates is like I want to say he's like at least got a decent size advantage on Islam. I don't think he cuts a whole lot of weight to 170. I think he just one of them tall, skinny dudes.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that just.
Yeah, right now you have. Leon Edwards, man, he's ranked number 9. I feel like you can throw him against, and it has to be below him, is either him versus Joaquin Buckley. You can throw him to Gabriel Bonfim if you just want to get him out of here, because Gabriel Bonfim's on a tear. Other than that, sitting at 12 and 13, he's got Gilbert Burns and Colby Covington. Has he fought Gilbert Burns?
Bro,
Leon Edwards.
Give him Gilbert Burns.
I feel like Leon Edwards and Gilbert Burns would be good, or Jeff Neal. D-Rod would also be a good one.
Give him Gilbert Burns. We get to see him at maybe the bottom of a main card, maybe. You know, I don't know.
I think he's still main card material, but I definitely think after that KO, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him as like the main of the prelim.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'd be that surprised. But it's a far fall from grace, my friend.
Imagine being champion just falling off like that.
I don't know how that doesn't like mess you up, bro. Like
that definitely messes with your whole, and that's why like Carlos Prates could see it, like you lost that dog in you. You gave up that last fight. Like once you give up once, you'll always give up.
Yeah, I think that. Well, no,
that's not true. I agree that
Charles Oliveira.
Yeah,
he's the one that shows that like someone who, I guess you can consider a quitter, that then kind of, I don't know, life happens
still
and finds
had that
a way.
Heart to like.
And I guess the dog.
Dominic Reyes.
the dog was born again. Yeah. I don't know. How do you re-dog? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
You can re-dog,
or does
man.
It just go to bed and then it wakes up?
People get their second wind. And
because for him, I think it was like he had his kid. And once he had his kid, he was like, all right.
Usually that makes you soft.
It went the other way. Charles had his kid, and then he blonde haired Super Saiyan title run.
Because that's like where like Gervonta Davis was saying that like he was killing shit, and then he kept on having daughters, and it's been making him softer, and that's why he wants to retire, because he's struggling to tap into that dog.
I can see that, man. If you don't have that killer instinct, and I feel like that's a problem when you're in there, unless you're like, I don't know, like a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Or even like an MVP. Those kinds of guys, I feel like, and there's a few other ones that are there that I feel like they're so competitive that it's not like they have that like killer instinct. It's there, but in a different way. Yeah. It's not like, I wouldn't call it a killer instinct. It's like competitiveness. Like they're like, I'm winning. Like no, I'm winning. Like it's not like I'm here to kill you. It's I'm going to win.
I'm going to win by any means.
Yeah. So I think that's a little different. And I feel like Leon Edwards right now,
he's okay to take a loss.
I don't know.
Like he looks good. Like when he fights out there, he looks a little content. We're like, if I lose, I lose.
One thing that I heard, and I'm blanking on who it was that was saying this, that I see what they mean, where it's like he in his best moments was like calm, felt like the pressure was on the other person. And he just had to show up that day. But when he was fighting, he was in like a flow state. Because I've seen Leon Edwards, like, Leon Edwards is good. Yeah. Like, he still is. Like, the dude has, like, great moves. He's very fluid. His kickboxing is phenomenal. But I will say that, like, you know, I feel like sometimes you can tell when he's like a little nervous. Like he wears it on his face a little bit. And I'll tell you this: before he got KO'd, he was doing well. Like I think he was trying to go the Ian Gary route to kind of beat Carlos Prates. He's like, all right, let me get you up against the cage. Let me try to wrestle you a little bit. Let me try to wear you out. And then from there, maybe in the third round, then we can start kickboxing once you're tired, because I know that then the speed is on my side. Yeah. But it didn't work out that way. So I think that like he's still there in terms of skill and technique. But I agree with you.
I'm gonna still be a fan.
Hey.
Sometimes like because I can't be just jumping around from being a fan of this person, this fighter, this fight.
So the wheels fall off, bro.
Yeah, man.
You gotta. I feel like it's the same thing with me. Like, listen, I've seen some of my favorite fighters like straight up get to the point where they need to retire and they're out of here. Like, so it happens all the time. Like, as long as the person still sticks to like who they are, and you don't, I don't know, like. It's getting kind of hard to root for Tony Ferguson near the end. I'm not gonna lie, because this is like Tony.
Bro, like when Anderson Silva was falling off, it was breaking my heart watching him fight. And like, bro, you don't have to keep fighting. Just chill.
Yeah, just chill. But you're still a fan. That's all that matters. Yeah. I don't know what's next for him, because like I'm looking at this list of people right now. Gilbert Burns would be a good idea. You know who?
Just to keep it alive.
Now, this is a theory that was thrown out that I was like, that could be interesting, and I want to get your idea on this. He was KO'd. He was knocked out. Like we saw him smiling and not know where he was. By the way, that photo's hilarious. I might make it the group chat photo. He's out for 6 months. It's November. Go to 6 months. What big event are we very close to? The White House guard.
Leon on the.
Leon Edwards still a pretty big name. You could probably throw him on there. Now, the idea is like, who would you have him fight? You want to have a big card with big names and people that you would recognize to have the casual fans on there. Now, there's been this guy who's been chirping, who's like, hey, I might want to get into the octagon again, get back into shape, and I think I'm gonna come out of retirement. Now, do you know who once handed Leon Edwards, I believe it was a 3-piece or a 2-piece and a soda? Jorge Masvidal.
No
when
way.
He snuck him in backstage and just ran up behind him and just.
He did it to Leon Edwards?
Mm-hmm. So they don't like each other at all. They have crazy.
I never heard about this.
You never heard about the? I want to say it's a 3-piece in a soda.
I might have missed Jorge's career.
That's fair. That's fair.
See, you know
Jorge Masvidal once off of some. They were going back and forth on some dumb shit, and for whatever reason, Jorge Masvidal snuck up on Leon Edwards backstage one time and just pop, pop, pop. Like he got him clean and just he snuck up behind him. Though it was a sucker punch, and he hit him a couple times. But then he got out. There was a whole brawl. It broke up. Whatever.
He's gonna try to make a comeback.
So he retired because he was the whole thing of like, he just doesn't have it anymore. But now he's trying to make a comeback. And he wants to be on the because everybody in the grandmother wants to be on the White House card. Now, I wouldn't be upset with Leon Edwards, Jorge Masvidal on the prelim like second fight into the night. I would not be upset. If we're just stacking this with names.
Jorge Masvidal.
Leon Edwards
is getting knocked out.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Bro, but if we're talking about giving Leon a fight that is a winnable fight once he's fresh off of 6 months of just being KO'd, it won't be a bad idea.
What, you got to lose like 40 pounds, 50?
Who? Jorge?
He's looking real retired right now.
He is. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it wouldn't be a bad idea, bro. I feel like that would be a pretty solid fight. I think that it
would be.
He would put on an entertaining show. I think that he would put a little bit more effort into it than I would say like a Nate Diaz, if you were to get him back in kind of thing. But it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah,
I'd say it's there. But other than that, I think you're right. I think that Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, that's a solid one.
Solid one.
Him versus Joaquin Buckley, if you just want to feed him to the wolves, because
that's what I don't want.
Even then, I think he still has a pretty good shot because Kamaru Usman went up against Joaquin Buckley and Kamaru beat him. So
true,
it is possible.
But he needs a fight to get his I don't know,
his mojo back.
Don't
let him bully you, son.
Yeah.
He needs to get the Rocky moment back, you know? And then last one on the card that we want to go over real quick, because this one was so fast that I wanted to save it for last. Beneil Dariush getting KO'd in 16 seconds by Benoit Saint-Denis. Not something I expected, but I was like, oh!
I felt bad because my boy had like a crazy parlay. Like, one of those ones you have prop bets for every single sport. And then he had just randomly that fight. And all of them hit except for that 10 second. Bro, he would have won so much if it wasn't for that 10-second.
Bro, you know how crazy that must feel to, like, you do all this training and all this prep work to pull up for work, clock in and clock out in 16 seconds?
Crazy.
It's nuts.
Is that it? Are we done?
That's it. That's really it. That's really it.
Oh, I got knocked out? Oh,
yeah. Oh I got it. I'm not gonna lie, that's how Beneil looked. He looked up at him like, oh, that was it? Oh, my fault.
Damn.
He didn't know where he was at, bro. That was bad. All right. That pretty much sums up most of UFC 322. Some of the other things I just want to go over on that card that was pretty crazy. We already brought up Bo Nickel winning with that KO head kick. That was surprising. Erin Blanchfield gets her win back from Tracy Cortez. She beat her by sub.
That was disappointing, man.
And then your shorty lost. Your shorty got submitted. No, she didn't get.
She did.
She got a little.
She did pretty well throughout the fight, and then like I did not expect her to get freaking.
Told you
choked out.
Here's the thing: is that like Tracy Cortez is a good grappler, but Erin Blanchfield is a better wrestler. So I feel like when it comes to that kind of combo, I always lean towards wrestling. And
she seemed like she didn't expect that at all.
No, Erin Blanchfield's stronger than she looks.
Damn, and what was the guillotine? I forget what it was. Rear naked, right?
It was like a rear naked choke, but Erin was like on her side. But I don't know. It looked like. I don't know. It looked like a schoolyard. You just put them in like.
As soon as they went to the ground and she got into that chokehold, I'm like, Jesus, that's already in. It's over.
Yeah, Tracy's good. She has a solid record. She still has a career ahead of her. Yeah. But like sometimes these matchups, I just like it's hard to pick on her. I guess I don't know. Sometimes it just.
If she would have stayed standing the whole time, I think she would have had it.
I could see that. She's a scrapper for sure. I can see that. Let's see. And then what was the other one? I just wanted to give this moment to highlight this one person on the card. Because to me, two things. One, the wildest spelling of a name I've ever seen. And then two, I love when people do this. First of all, Ethan should not be spelled Ethyn.
Oh snap! What country you from?
I don't know, but I think he's American.
Oh,
but
damn.
Either way, Ethan Ewing, shout out to him, fought Malcolm Wellmaker, 48-hour notice. You get the call. UFC, hey, bud, your debut, 2 days, Madison Square Garden against a killer. What do you think? Sign me up. Baller move.
Wellmaker did not expect that.
Wellmaker did not expect that. He wasn't expecting the pressure this guy was going to put on him. He was not expecting the amount of dog somebody on 48 hours notice
wasn't able to prepare for this, and he didn't expect this at all.
This is what I mean about, like, you got to love the guys that are just like, yo, just give me the phone call. Tell me when. Tell me where. I'm down.
To fight someone.
Bro, this is UFC debut against an already pretty well-known name in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, one of the best cards.
And he got the W.
Yeah, and he's sticking around, man. That was impressive too. He's definitely gonna. He's a promising name for sure.
He's somebody that I'm gonna look out for sure. This is why I tell people, and the merch is coming. Don't sleep on the prelims.
Don't sleep on the prelims.
These are the stories and the people that you got to watch out for, because, like, guys, if someone on 48 hours notice is able to pull up and fight ready shape and put on the performance they did against a Malcolm Wellmaker, that's somebody you got to look out for. Now, I'm not saying here that this is somebody that I already see GOAT status and this and that. No, but this is somebody that you want to look out for, that promising fights. Like, I'm telling you, 48-hour notice, you had that much dog in you, and we had the co-main and the main event. That's somebody you want to watch. I'd argue that was a more exciting fight to show any casual or somebody that has never seen the sport. I'd show them that over the co-main and the main event. And that's crazy to say.
There's a lot of prelims that are like that, where, like,
you're like, this is a war going on. Yeah. It's 6:30 p.m. and the people haven't even showed up that are in the main event. Like,
to this day, I still think that fight. Was it Van and who's the opponent? Was it?
It's like recent.
That young dude, Van.
Joshua Van, yeah. By the way, he's fighting soon.
Jumped up the ranks after this fight like crazy.
Brandon Royval.
Yeah, that was that fight itself might be my favorite of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That
was the one that made me, like...
Write that down. The year-end show is coming up soon. Yeah. Year-end show is coming soon.
That was one of those ones that I would show a casual.
Yeah.
That, like, or someone that never, like, seen UFC. Let me show them this fight. Like, who are these guys?
Yeah. It's wild because, like, you will then, like, a fighter will have a fight like that, and then you'll show him the next one, and it looks nothing like that at all.
Yeah.
Like, Wei Li has been in absolute wars.
Yeah.
Wars. And you show her the Valentina fight, and you're like,
It all depends on the other person sometimes.
It really does, man, because sometimes you can have, like, something like that. I think that's why on paper I thought this card was going to be a lot better. And I honestly think the prelim and the beginning parts of the main card made it get the score of 8.5 for me versus, like, those last two. I was intrigued. I was in him because of I appreciate what was happening, but I wouldn't say that those are, like, exciting main event and co-main event. Like, nah, that at least that's just me. And then let's see, just kind of going over the updated men's pound for pound. Islam Makhhachev is now number 1, Ilya number 2, Murad number 3, Hamza number 4, and Pantoja at number 5.
Wow, that's a good list, man.
That's a pretty solid list.
That's a Hall of Fame list,
dude. I'm telling you, these lighter classes, man, they're up there. And then before we go, let's just, because this episode is going to come out right before, so might as well just give it a quick little breath. There's a fight night coming up soon. This Saturday, we got Arman Sarukian versus Dan Hooker. That's going to be a number 1 contender fight, I think.
Yeah, man, that's a big fight. I'm a big Sarukian fan. I wish he does well.
I do too. I think that this one's going to be interesting to see the approach he goes about it. I think a lot of people lean towards, I haven't even looked at the odds yet, but I feel like a lot of people lean towards Arman Sarukian to win this one, especially because he was already the contender. Dan Hooker's tough.
He is.
Tough dude, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can really count him out or even think that this is going to be like a quick night.
Is like, I feel like a lot of people forgot because of the time that's been.
Do you put any weight into two guys fighting the same person and then how they beat them, like, means anything against each other? So, like, Islam beat Dan Hooker and choked him out. Like, he beat him that way. Does Arman need to beat him in any other way for you to think, like, okay, now he has a better shot against Islam? Or does that MMA math to you doesn't matter at all?
I think it doesn't. It matters, but it don't matter at the same time.
If I bring Dustin Poirier, me and him are in a 5-round war, versus like you absolutely sleep him in a round and a half, like just clean. I don't know. There's something to that to me.
Yeah.
Like the game plan, maybe the IQ. I don't know. Something about it to me, it matters a little bit. Like I look into that a little bit. So that's why I'm like so intrigued to see how this goes, because I know that right now Islam isn't the guy he's going for, because he's now at 170.
Yeah.
But it is this weird limbo of like, I can see Islam moving back down, or Arman I can kind of see moving up. I don't know. Yeah. I think he would still be kind of
small. He's like a Topuria too.
I think little. He'd be small for the weight class, but I think for a fight like that, like if it was like a move up to get the title shot kind of situation, I can see them doing it. But I don't know. I'm intrigued to see how that plays out. And then we got Bilal versus Ian. This is gonna be a good one. Bilal Muhammad, Ian Gary. This is another one that I don't know if you would say that this is a #1 contender fight for Bilal, but I'd say it is for Ian Gary.
Yeah.
I think if Ian Gary goes out there and he wins at all, but if he wins in dominant fashion, it kind of like it's get a title shot now or get a title shot later. I think that's what's on the line for him. Decision later, finish right now. You're up next if you want to.
If he shows out. But at the same time, like Bilal was just a champion. When he got that belt, I was extremely impressed with his I was not familiar with his game, and then him trying to change it up, getting that loss, trying to throw hands that last fight. I don't know. I feel like if he sticks to game plan, he can still be Dagestani, even though he's not Dagestani.
Talking to my boy about this earlier, and I want your opinion on this. Islam at 155, holding the belt, didn't want to move up to 170 because Bilal was holding the belt. Does Bilal give Islam the same respect and not challenge him for a title, even if he becomes the clear #1 contender?
I think so.
You think so? You think he's just like, I won't go for the title?
If they're boys like that,
or
was Islam just using that as an excuse, even though they're not that?
I personally think Islam was like, I'm going to kill this guy, so I'm going to let him get his money for now, but I know that this is going to be short-lived. I think it was low-key
He probably likes him as a person, probably thinks he's cool. Like, he's probably comes to our camp.
Yeah.
Let me let him. I'm going to get it eventually.
I'm going to let him have his shine is what I thought it was for me. I thought that was Islam being 100%. Like, I'm going to let him. He got 1 or 2, but I'm next. Like, I'm going to let him get his little bag, but I'm going to be right there.
Right.
It's like, that's at least how I saw it. As much as I want to say it is like purely respect, like it's kind of
I'll do the same.
That's what I'm thinking about now when it comes to the Merab and Aldo situation, because I'm like, did Merab this whole time know that he's like, no, I could dog walk out there. I'm just gonna let him get his bread, but I'm gonna be right there soon, you know.
I think it shows a lot about who Bilal is as a character.
Yeah.
If he tries to even fight, like I won't respect it.
Because that's the issue that you have now, where it's like it's different. Where it was like Islam was moving up in weight, and it's like, okay, you have the choice to. You can stay where you're at, and you can still do very well for yourself. But now you're in my way. Like,
yeah, right. Like he easily just let you have your shine.
Yeah.
Like you got to just respect that. And
I think that fight would have. Actually, I don't know. I think that fight would have went a little differently, but I think that it would have went the same outcome in terms of like decision, and Islam would have won.
It's like, bro, like Bilal is just like he wants to be Islam so bad. like he can't. Well, not that last fight. That didn't work for him. But
Canelo hands.
Yeah, Canelo hands is not the way.
He tried his best, man. You know, hey, I'm still a fan of Bilal. The same way that you're with Leon, I'm a big Bilal fan. I feel like you got to remember the name.
Yeah.
And I think he does well. His skills show themselves every now and then, but I do think that he got a little too cocky, and I'm gonna bring it up again, and I'll tell you after the pod. Icarus, he flew too close to the sun, and that's what happens.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna come full circle for you. Watch, you're gonna see. You're gonna be like,
Icarus,
oh, that makes more sense.
Sun.
Yeah. And then to end the episode, because everybody and their grandmother kept asking me to bring it up on the pod, and they kept DMing me. No one messaged me. The DMs are dry. Dylan Danis got his ass whooped by all of Dagestan in the crowd.
Dylan Danis got.
I would say that's the best fight of the night, if you ask me.
Yeah, bro, that was a cool little clip I seen.
Dana's saying that he put, what did he say? He was just like, I didn't know it was Dylan versus the Muslim Brotherhood or something like that. I was like, that's a wild bar to say, but I get what you mean. But yo, like, this is apparently what happened. Dylan pulls up. He has a ticket. He bought a ticket. Or got a ticket. I don't know. He had a ticket. He had his own seat.
And this is Connor's boy, right?
This is Connor's boy, allegedly. From what I've heard, I'm gonna have to throw the legend in there.
Yeah.
It sounds like, to me,
he was part of the initial beef with the
so
Dagestanis.
it has roots. So it was Dylan Dennis was a part of the Connor camp when Connor fought Khabib, and he was one of them ones that was shit talking, saying all kinds of crazy stuff, religion, family, all kinds of just wild accusations,
crossing a lot of
lines. So from then, which was what, 2016 to now, which is 2025, he's been doing the same thing the entire time. So to Islam's point, the post-fight press conference, Islam said this in not so many words: talk shit, get hit. He was like, when you say the things that you say, if someone comes to you, you have to answer for your words, and that's pretty fair. Now,
I love the way they carry this. Like, they've been thugging since the day they came into the UFC as a unit. Like, if somebody, they just like will jump the shit out of somebody.
Bro, there's like, it was so funny because it's a stadium full of people. So you had every view of that fight possible. Each one funnier than the last one. I just like, I don't know how it started because I've gotten two different stories. One is Dylan Dennis was bouncing around seats, talking mad shit, acting crazy, just wilding out. Gets his ass beat by all of Dagestan. The other story I heard was that he was actually in his seat chilling with Alex Poatan and all them, Chama and the whole camp. They were vibing because he hangs out with them now. So he was just cooling, and then they just saw him, and then they approached him and beat the shit out of him. I don't know which story I like better. Is it him talking shit, or is it him chilling and then he got his ass whooped? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I think both things are true.
I heard like he said something to him.
Yeah,
that was like
before this night happened, he has said several things. Yeah. That exact night, I don't know if he necessally chirped or not.
Who is this Shevchenko character?
John Pork.
John Pork. Where did he come from? Why is he had a huge rise in this weekend, following.
Shevchenko is I think he's like Muay Thai or kickboxing fighter, and he's a part of the Khabib camp, one of those guys that like focuses on like the striking and such. He's a good fighter, apparently has a great record. He's one of them ones that is like outside of the UFC, he's doing very well for himself.
He's in the UFC?
No, he's outside of the UFC because he doesn't, I don't think he does MMA. I think he does like kickboxing and Muay Thai, like strictly. Okay. So outside of the UFC, he does pretty well. He's a very skilled fighter, and he's one of those dudes that Khabib, Islam, and anybody else that's already in the UFC is like, this guy's next. They always hype up that's something you gotta love. They always bring up the next guy. So that was the clip. The clip is like him and it was Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse. He was at their camp training with them, and you have Islam bring him over. And he says, like, this is my boy. He's next in the UFC. This is Shevchenko. And for whatever reason, because there's a meme going around of John Pork, they thought that Islam said John Pork instead of Shevchenko. So now that guy's John Pork.
Who the hell's John Pork, though?
That's another thing I'm going to have to show you after the pod's over because it's the whole thing.
It became like it just stuck now.
But then because the meme is funny and then the UFC fan base just thinks that connects, so it's funny, they're just going to start. It's the same way that like everybody, have you ever actually watched Dana White live when he announces like the next upcoming fights?
Some of them.
So when you do, look at the comments. Why is everyone telling Dana to oil himself up? It doesn't make any sense. It just is. It just is. It just is. No one makes any sense to the internet anymore.
Internet's out of hand,
internet's just gonna internet, bro. You just gotta let it rock.
It's just like a wave of like, yo, you should. You know what? You should fucking.
Yeah, Dana literally goes, yeah, oil myself up, yeah, and he hangs up the live after he finishes because he's like, all right, whatever. You guys are weirdos. Fine, bye. But it's one of those things, man. You know, there's an explanation, but even the explanation still doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
you know?
Okay.
Shevchenko is John Pork, and he became famous off of a dumb video that
in like 3 days just blew up.
Yeah, just funny because now he's getting interviewed by UFC Press, and they're like, "Yo, so like, what are you pulling up?"
Yeah, because they said that he landed the cleanest shots on Dylan.
Oh, you know how I said there was like 4,000 different angles of him. There's one where Dylan is like, he's like I think he has like someone has his like jacket or something like that, like being pulled over him, and you see Chanko just like to the face, the cleanest shots, like think of hockey when they pull the jersey over and they're just like uppercuts. That's basically what he's doing the entire time. So he landed some clean shots, but that's because like I said, like they have so much beef that it's on site. So that's why I don't know if it was.
They always pick up a chair and like security has to grab it from
Bro,
their hands.
it's so
There's always
funny.
someone just picks the chair up.
But now Dylan Dennis is banned from the UFC, point blank period. I don't know if that means that they're never. He wanted to be signed by them, and they won't even throw him on the Contender Series. Like I don't know if they were even thinking about it.
He's done.
But he's done. He's done.
He definitely ruined his.
The whole Conor thing, though. I don't know, man. Dylan Dennis appears on my feed too much because he's just involved in the MMA space.
Yeah.
I don't know who he's actually friends with anymore. I don't know who he's affiliated with. There's a lot of name dropping and clout chasing, so I can't really put too much faith in any of it.
I can't. Honestly, I am not a fan of no clout chasing people.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest.
The ones
with
that go up and beyond. Like, you don't have to do all that.
He's one of them dudes to me that's in the same vein of a Colby Covington. Like your personality is too fake for me to even if this is a bit, I don't like it. Like it's weird.
WWE ass character.
Yeah, and it just feels like it never breaks. That I'm not a fan. Like I feel like I've never seen a moment where I'm like, oh, there's the real Dylan Dennis. It's always like, you're being too much right now. You're being a weirdo. But he got his ass beat. Now he's banned from the UFC. So that's one way to end one way to end the pay-per-view, I guess. This is the second to last pay-per-view of the year. The next one will be UFC 323. That'll be the last pay-per-view of the year. And technically, as of right now, the last pay-per-view that we'll have. When I say that, it seems like they're going to move over to the premium live event or a PLE model come the next year when they come into the Paramount Plus deal. And that's going to be interesting to see if you just get that with the streaming. I don't know. I've heard rumblings that there might be a handful of pay-per-views, like you actually have to pay to watch them separate from them. I don't know how any of that's going to work out, but we'll see. We will definitely be back to cover UFC 323. This has been another amazing episode. Yeah. I just want to give a quick shout out to Vibe Entertainment. Shout out to 806 The Show.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad. Shout out Jay Buckets. Happy birthday. Let's see. You got any shout outs?
Shout out. Shout out Honga.
Shout out Honga.
It's been a while.
Shout out Jesus.
Shout out Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna get an ad lib this time. Jesus Christ.
That's it.
Yeah.
Coming
Other than that, bro, everybody and their grandmother just save up. Everybody, we're all going 2-3 years to Dagestan.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be intense, and I'm not ready.
And I'm not ready. Neither am I. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Uneducated MMA. I'm your host, the Most Wanted Bread. This has been the BMF champion of the world, REG, and we are out. Peace.